Guys, I really like Judas and the Black Messiah. I'll give you three big reasons why. But first off, before I get into it, I just want to thank Shakka King, who I believe is the name of the director who directed Judas and the Black Messiah. I believe Ryan Cooglar, who did the Black Panther, produced it. Whatever that guy was doing in this film, he's doing various things that made me like him and his work. And I'm gonna check you out on IMDb for sure and check out more of his stuff. But let me get straight into it. Three big reasons why I like Judas and the Black Messiah. One is an actor's movie. That the acting is the story for three characters in particular for me. Two, sugar. Let me look at my notes. Feels like a throwback to like 90s, some 90s and 80s movies for me. And then thirdly, I like the writing. There's a message in the writing that I really like in this film. So I'll go one by one. Okay, first off, this is an actor's movie, right? Obviously, Daniel Kaluuya um, has a lot of personal scenes. Forget like all the scenes where I'm sure if you've seen the trailer, where you see him giving speeches at rallies and meeting halls, so on. Those are cool. But the things that usually resonated with me, all of the quiet moments, and then the mix of that, I say I was aware, obviously because Dan Kaluuya is from North London in real life, but I was aware in a good way of the way he would I don't know the words. I don't know the word I'm thinking of. When people talk, they talk a certain way and they form words with a certain type of diction. I guess that's what I'm looking for. Like his expression was fascinating to me because I'd watched the interview right before I saw the movie, where Dan Kaluuya was talking about how he would practice speaking a certain way for the speech scenes and speak in a certain way when he would have like an impromptu talk or gathering with people and he wasn't giving like a formal speech. There were certain specific ways that he would train and hit his throat muscles and train with acting coaches to talk. And he learned a lot of things from um, how he should talk based on what he was talking about. And I really value that kind of approach that I feel like I recognized a lot, not just with him in the movie, but also with two other people, Lakeith Stanfield as Bill O'Neill. Another, to me, the acting is the story in this movie. I can't stress enough. He did a great performance too, and he shouldn't be discounted just because Dan is the main star. And also Jesse Plemons, who plays a FBI agent in this movie, who's connected to one of these characters that I mentioned just now, but I don't want to spoil it. By who? Saying who? I also like him. I realized when I was thinking about it, he is in season 5 Breaking Bad. And I like that he always sneaks into stories, like certain comedies and things. And I wish the best for him, Jesse Plemons, because he has a great scene, couple great scenes in this movie that make him and this movie seem more nuanced than just another, oh, this is another black movie that's just gonna hate on the white people. I don't think of it that way at all. And it's partly to do with the performances we see here. Even though knowing obviously this is fictionalized and certain things are going to be more dramatized. The second big thing I like about this movie, what was the second big thing? Oh yeah, I remember. It feels like a throwback to the certain movies I would watch from the 90s and the 80s, so on. With starring people like a Denzel, maybe a Will Smith, like an Enemy of the State type of thing. Thrillers, political. No, I don't want to say political, but certain type of films where whether they were biographies, autobiographies, or not. Um, they would explore the personal side of big figures in culture, and it just made me feel some type of way. There wasn't like a specific, oh, this scene is the analyze. No, I like that I'm watching movies that for the new generation are the equivalent of some of the movies I used to watch growing up. That makes me feel some type of way inside, and it made me realize, oh, you know what? Even though times are changing and the legends are getting older, maybe it's true that people like a Lakeith Stansfield, like a Daniel Kaluuya, these people are possibly the new age versions of what the Wills and the Wesleys and the Denzels, as far as acting performances, right? Maybe not as action stars, but that's a different story. Um, that doesn't matter as much as far as this topic goes, and I really value that. I love it so much, and I wish all the best for their careers. Honestly, I can't stress that enough. Lastly, here's something that I like about this movie. I like the writing, but specifically, there's something in this movie that made me realize it's much more nuanced than the stereotype of what struggle movies and black movies are, where it's all just like black, 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 and fuck everyone else. That it destroys that stereotype with a couple scenes. One scene involves Fred Hampton talking to certain like parts, certain groups in Chicago that were not associated with the black struggle, as far as I knew. Some that were arguably antithetical to the black struggle historically, at least in their roots. Sorry, and that scene, those scenes with Fred Hampton meeting with different people from different walks of life, as well as a scene involving Jesse Plemons as the FBI agent being asked a question about someone in his family. It was a question to do with I don't want to spoil it. It's just a question about race and his family. It made me realize in this world, everyone's got a master to some degree. Like, who is the ultimate master that has no boss? Everyone, if you think about it, even the guy at the very top, you're living good, but everyone's got a master. If it's not death, that's everyone's master to some degree. To some degree, every degree. If it's not death, then it's money. But if you're rich, there's not money, not as much. It's more keeping your money, like investing, shareholders. Everyone's got a master. Someone that makes them feel insecure about themselves, that diminishes them. That's what I mean by that. And it just astounded me. I was just there's a scene where someone says, "Well, you know what? Why do this group and this other group fight all the time? If the overseer and the slave teamed up to cut the master's throat, we wouldn't live here." I was like, oh yeah, he's right. What the fuck? Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. And there's another scene that parallels that, but in a very different way, where you can tell that someone is clearly not the typical person of the period, but they, even though they have views that would be considered average for the time, but there's nuance to everyone, in my opinion, and everyone is on a pecking order to some degree, and everyone is a slave to some tribalistic insecurity when we should be coming together. That's a message that I got from this movie, and I liked it. and it made me understand the importance of this movie instead of just dismissing it as, oh my god, there's another black civil rights movie. They're putting us in another. If it's not a movie about a rapper, this, that. I guess Black Panther's changed that a little bit. And it's like, I'm tired. But I'm not tired of this. Not this movie and not these performances and writing. I love this movie, guys. That's it. Tell me what you think down below. Press that thumbs up video if you like this content. Share it with your friends. And lastly, press that subscribe button. It's right there. Don't be shy. Press it. Other than that, guys, signing off. Salute.